Welcome back, everybody. Special episode of Wow, Look at Me Now. Of course, Jay Paulson always joins me. In this episode, we are going to do
You
a
gotta
little
introduce me
different.
as the Magic Man.
Oh,
not
sorry,
Jay Paul.
sorry. He's the Magic Man. Yeah, sorry. That's right. So, starting over now. I'm Ryan Stock, and that's Jay Paulson.
You did it the
Magic
exact same
Man.
way. Oh, I was just saying.
Fuck, Jay. All right, we're gonna start.
Oh, no, dude, that was so good.
We're gonna start over, Jay. I'll add that in.
Blooper reel.
Blooper reel. That'll go at the end of the video. All right, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. Special episode of Wow, Look at Me Now. Of course, always joining me is the Magic Man, Jay Paulson. So in this episode, we're gonna go do a little different. We actually went to the Micro Wrestling Federation. It was here in Rochester, Minnesota, at the Graham Arena. It was Saturday, April 20th. If you guys have not ever heard of Micro Wrestling Federation or have never seen Micro Wrestling before, check them out. You're not going to be disappointed. I guarantee you that. We had probably the best time I've had in a long time.
Yeah.
And no offense to your fight, it was a few weeks ago, but it's a little bit different of entertainment.
No, when we were
Yours is a
talking to
little more-
Charlie and Travis today, I was like, this is way better than any of my fights.
I thought you were joking.
No, I was serious.
We
That
had a lot
was
of
way
fun.
more entertaining.
Dude, we had so much fun. So what ended up happening is we interviewed 5 of the wrestlers. There is 7 wrestlers. Okay.
6 wrestlers.
6 wrestlers and a referee, right? Or 5 wrestlers, a referee, and then the Jack. So
No,
7
there were 6
altogether.
wrestlers, the referee, and Jack. Because they
6, 7. Oh yeah. So it's 8 people altogether.
We can
All right,
do math,
bad at
guys.
math. Horrible at math. Okay. It's been a few days too, and a lot of
And I
stuff's
think they
gone on,
added
so-
some more on the roster that just weren't there that
Yeah,
night.
like it sounds like they have a bunch, but that's just like the touring group. So I'm wondering because they did say they're going to come back in 6 months as well. So keep your calendars like open 6 months.
Keep your
I don't know
eye
what that is from now. Yeah, keep your eye out for them and check out any of our podcasts or anything because as soon as we find out when they're coming back, we're going to be sharing that.
Because that is one
We're
thing.
going.
Like when we were interviewing him in the back and we were talking to Jack, like he was saying like once you go to the show, you're not gonna actually believe that this was what it was, and he was 100% right.
Yeah, and it
Like
was
even as I was sitting back there, I still wasn't expecting it to be what it was.
exactly, yeah, because he kept hyping it up as it's not a big joke. It's not making fun of these guys, and they're not, being exploited or anything like that.
Yeah, this isn't a circus show.
No,
it's
it's
business.
how they described it, and 100% is exactly how I think it was. It's a small WWE, and what
Yeah.
I mean by that is it's guys and girls, but mostly that night it was all guys and one girl was the referee. But they're all out there doing the same exact thing that the WWE guys do.
Yep.
But
And she said that
just a
she
smaller
did
group.
do it before.
Yeah, she used to wrestle too.
just
but
had
now
an
she's-
injury.
Yeah, and she's a little better.
was like,
she likes
meh.
to ref, and yeah. And I actually watched some of her funny matches with the guy they're talking about that had him set up for. It was so funny. And she used to actually wear a mask back in the day.
Yeah, I saw that in some pictures I was looking
Instagram.
up.
Yeah, we've been stalking them on Instagram since. Dude, they were so much fun. The whole group, I've been stalking all of them. So basically, what we're going to do is we're going to jump into some interviews from all these people. We got Little Show, we got Patty McGregor, we had some
Jamaican
Joe. Yep. We got Little Miss, and then we got Flying Ryan, who actually was the champ.
Was the champ.
Yeah, so I guess if you guys want to, we'll kind of, at the end, we're going to give a rundown and kind of a really, like a highlight reel or kind of like what our highlight reels are of our memories of it, what we enjoyed the most. So we're going to jump into that. And then one interview actually is with the owner and operator, Jack, who is an awesome guy. And again, when we went there, we kind of were told we were going to get a 15-minute interview. But when we went in, like, honestly, they welcomed us like we were family. Like, we knew these guys for years. They were so... And at first, maybe the first...
Like I told you, I wanted to bring these guys to Easter.
Dude, for real. We should have. And
Yeah.
I thought about it. And they wanted us to go WWE, and you don't know how close I was to skipping family.
Did he call you on Sunday?
No. I took his number, but I added him to Facebook and all that stuff. But they went out to a nice dinner here downtown, and I seen it like an hour after they'd posted it. I was like, God, I wish I would have seen this earlier. I would have went down there and like ruined their fucking dinner. Because I was in town from family dinner by that time. But yeah, so again, they were so much fun. And like right when we walked in again, they were kind of like, what is this? And then they sat down, and honestly, I think the thing that kind of sold them for us was our cauliflower ear.
right.
Right?
Feel like
'Cause
these
they
guys are
brought
just
it
a
up.
joke.
Because they brought it up right away, and they were like, yo, what's up with that? You guys fight or do something? And we're like, what? And like, I see you guys' cauliflower ear. Like, oh, yeah, dude, damn. And so I think they kind of like were like, okay.
That was our warming up.
And so we actually got the first interview with the guy that was, they're all super nice, but he was just so welcoming. He was the first one to really like bring us in and was like, hey, I'm going to do the first interview with you guys. It was awesome.
Yeah.
He was like, I'll jump on. And it's Little Show. He is the...
Travis Brooks? Jacob Brooks.
Jacob Brooks. Yep, Jacob Brooks.
Yep.
So
And I think his brother, because I saw his brother on Facebook as Travis Brooks.
Yeah, his brother. And his brother is something Jesus. It's in the interview. You'll hear about it.
Little Jesus.
Well. Yeah, Little Jesus. Is that what it was? Something like that.
That
Baby
makes
Jesus.
sense, right?
Baby Jesus.
Baby Jesus.
Yeah. Okay, but again, and I was laughing from fuck it. They were telling us so many good stories and just some of the crazy stuff that had happened in them.
I love how Flying Ryan was such a dick to you.
Right?
Yeah.
The whole time. And I was.
It wasn't just the show.
No, yeah. And then it like at the one point he was just like kind of like sizing me up, and I was just like, I'll beat your little ass. But it was totally like fun, lighthearted, and he was just totally being that character.
I love when he was like, "Can you kickbox?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I turn around and kick you in the face. And you're like, "No, not me."
Yeah, not me. And then he was just like, it was funny because then he started talking shit like you were gonna beat me up, and then the other guy, the little show, was just like, that's his trainer, bro. He's like, you train him? And like sized me up. I was like, yeah, I guess I do. Dude, they were so much fun, man. And it was so cool because we got to hang out before the show. Then they're like, hey, the show's starting. Go out there and sit down, dummies. You're gonna miss the awesome action. I'm like, what? Okay, so we go out there. They get in the ring. They do their pledge of allegiance to introduce everybody, and right away, the crowd instantly hooked. Yeah. And I don't know what they did or where it switched, but even me.
I think it was where they allowed you to bring in your own cases of beer. That's where they fucking sold it.
That definitely helps. yeah, that definitely helps.
You see the fucking old guys walking in with their 24 packs?
I did. Then I remember in the back they were like, hey, these guys are bringing 24 packs. Is that okay? And Jack was like, I didn't say yeah, but yeah, I guess. Like, whatever. What are we going to do now? Like, kick these guys out? You know, like we said beer, but I guess that's a lot. But no, yeah, but again, it was so fun. And the big thing, too, is, I guess we'll kind of get into it later, but is how crazy, like, fast they got us into the show. Like, right away they brought in a little show, and he started off the show. Yep. And we all was hooked. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then we'll kind of jump into details. But again, so we start out with a little show. We go to Patty McGregor. Then we have Smokin' Joe. We have, was Jack after that?
I think we had Little Miss, Jack, and then Ryan.
Little Miss Jack. No, I think Jack, Little Miss, then Ryan. But yeah, because I interviewed him and then he went and got hurt right away. And I was like, we want to get the female perspective, which was awesome to get her.
We actually had our first female. It was supposed to be tomorrow night.
It was supposed to be, supposed to be.
Sorry, Jordan.
Sorry, Kamikaze. We kind of dropped the ball on that one.
We picked it up.
You were, picked it up either way. But either way, you're going to be a great guest as well. But so what the deal is we're just going to jump into the interviews, and then we're going to come back and we're going to kind of talk about
it. Give a breakdown.
And so what we'll do with the interviews is how they're going to be kind of played out for everybody, so you guys know, is we're going to have a bit of an intro, how they kind of walked into the ring or how they were introduced. We have some of the videos of actually coming to the ring or when they were first just introduced at the beginning of the night, and then they'll just give their interview. We'll jump in and we'll share, like a page that just shares all of their like Twitter, Instagram, any of that stuff, social media stuff, and then just go right into the next interview. So it'll be a couple interviews with just me. And with me and Jay running the camera, and then, just with guys. So Jay jumps in every now and then and kind of asks some questions that he was wondering and stuff. So we'll just jump to that real quick. And then
weighing in an ominous 160 pounds. He's the meanest son of a gun in the Micro Wrestling Federation. He is hard as nails and tough as steel. From the Mississippi Badlands, bow down and pay homage to the Redneck Roller, Little Show!
Little Show, man.
Little Show, okay. And we're here at the Micro Wrestling Federation. We're just kind of getting to know everybody backstage. As many people as we can right now. So, where were you born and where are you from? Like,
man, I was born in New Albany, Mississippi.
Mississippi, okay.
Yeah, man, straight from Mississippi.
Okay. How was growing up for you?
It was a little bit rough.
Rough? Yeah,
a little bit rough, Me and my brother was the only, little people up in our school, so it's kind of rough.
Is your brother older or younger than you?
Younger.
Younger than you? Okay.
He actually wrestles, too. He just ain't here tonight.
Awesome. That's what's up. What's his wrestling name? Then?
Baby Jesus.
Baby Jesus. Okay, there we go. That's a good one. All right. So what's your first memory of seeing wrestling?
Seeing wrestling.
Yeah, or like martial arts, anything like that. Because we always talk about how we always see.
Are you talking about on TV or in person?
Like TV, as a kid. Like, when was the first time you remember your first memory of wrestling?
Goldberg.
Goldberg. Out there just kicking ass.
Just coming in there and dominating people, man.
That was back when they used to come out with security guards, right?
Yeah.
Big old
yeah.
full of
And
smoke.
then, but like my first actual time I've actually, when I went and met our wrestler and faced up with the Moondogs. I don't know if anybody out there remember, but the Moondogs. And then,
Moondogs, okay. I'm not familiar with them.
Because they was from Memphis, and
Okay.
then the guys that used to walk like this, I don't know, but they was two brothers too, and I went and watched them two wrestle.
That's
And
awesome.
that was like my first time. I was like, oh. I was kind of scared, to tell you the truth.
Really?
There was like blood everywhere, you know. I was like 6, 7 years old.
Right on, right on.
And you instantly fell in love, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you get scared away from it, or did you
No,
like it instantly?
I didn't. Them like, you know, as far as I can remember, my dad wrestled with me and my brother from the time I was little to, well, I'm still little, but you know,
yeah,
older,
gotcha.
you know.
So where did you get your first start in wrestling? Like, how did you get into wrestling? Like, how did you start actually wrestling?
I was 13, Memphis Power Pro Wrestling. At that time, it was owned by Jerry the King Lawler.
Okay, so that was his thing. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you know, and like he had like all the old school guys, you know, like really everybody that went to WWE came through there. You know, The Rock came through there, like Stone Cold came, like all these old, like all AWA guys, all these people came through there. So they had a spot and they needed some little guys, and the only little guys that was around at this time was me and my brother. I've never been trained, there's no, you know, I wanted to wrestle. So they took us in there, and he was like, well, what can you do? And I was like, what do you mean, what can you do? Well, show me what you can do. So when I was a kid, me and my brother, I went out there doing a worm. My brother kind of went out there hitting 2 cartwheels into a backflip.
Okay.
And that's so, you know.
That's what's up.
Because they just really wanted us for comedy, you know. We were supposed to go in there, bite their girlfriends on the butt.
Yeah.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. One of the girls that been on the butt, she backed her butt up into me. I had a bruise on my face. It was a big butt.
It's rough, huh? It's
It was
rough,
rough, you know. But I mean, think about it, man. I was back there with all these little school guys, Coco Beware.
Jesus.
I was back there with Brian Christopher, Too Cool, like all these old guys that I'm watching. I was back there with, you know.
That's awesome.
We sat around this big table, and you do like 2 shows a day. You know, when you go there Saturday, you do two shows an episode. Then you skip that next Saturday, come back to the next, you know, the other 2.
Okay.
And so like you're around this big table and you're around all these wrestlers.
That has to be pretty intimidating.
It is very intimidating because, you know, I had no gear.
Okay.
I had no like, you know.
So they basically just recruited you.
They
in,
just
like, hey, we
recruited,
need you.
yeah.
Okay.
And so I
So
had
they were
no.
kind of easy on you
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
Kind of like walking you through the ropes
Yeah, I
and stuff.
had no training, and so.
Birth by fire?
Huh?
Birth by fire? Birth by fire?
Yeah. Had no training, man. They just like, you know, just want you to go in there and just kind of like when your song comes on, you come in there, slide in the ring, you bite the girls on the butt, do comedy stuff. And I was like, okay, so we did that. And that went on for about a month, and so they stopped coming to get us, stopped calling us. I guess they was done, and which it hurt me because I was like, man, that was my chance. It's gone.
Right.
And there's nothing I can do now. And so about a year later, my grandpa was like, hey, I'm gonna take you to this wrestling match. I'm thinking it's WWE because I didn't know nothing about independence at that time.
Okay, yep.
But it was an independent show, and when I got there, the owner of the show came up there and said, wasn't you on Memphis Power Pro Wrestling? I was like, yes, sir. He was like, well, would you like to be in the show tonight? I was like, okay, sure.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So they put me, I was in a tag team match. It was me and Neil Taylor versus my brother and the Preacher, that's what they called him. Like I said, I had no training. All I know how to do is what me and my brother do at the house. And that's like fight. Whenever they tagged us in, it was fight. Pop, 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 pop. It was, they had to come in there and separate us, and you know, it got all out of proportion. And then, you know, like what's that guy called? His name is Sammy Hall, but he's like a general, the commissioner. The commissioner came and said, you guys have never wrestled in the state of Mississippi again.
Oh, Jesus.
I thought, oh my God, I'm done. And there were some nice guys there, you know, AC Styles was there, a guy named Slammer, Justin Rose was there. All these guys that I learned to count as my brothers, they all helped me and my brother get our license. You know, we trained every day. It was hard. My first day of training, I went to take all the hip toss, dislocated my shoulder. Boom!
Damn.
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah,
You
you
know,
know,
it's
just
just-
taking bumps and bruises.
It's just like, you know, I felt like it was never the end. It was something always stopping me. It took me a whole year just to get my license to wrestle in the state of Mississippi. But once I got it, man, I kept going, you know, we didn't stop. I've been doing it ever since.
So how long have you been wrestling then?
15 years.
15, yep. Yeah, 'cause you told me that earlier, so make sure so everybody knows you've been out here, you've been putting in work.
I've been putting in work. I've had like 5 knee surgeries already.
And I see you got scars and.
Oh yeah, well like this is like a burn. This is like a burn. But I got my knees they're all messed up. My ankles.
You go hard. I see you out there hitting people with shit
Oh,
all the time.
yeah,
I see our
man.
guys highlight
Yeah.
videos and stuff. So we would kind of keep a big eye on you guys. So
Yeah,
we see
man.
that you're one of the hardcore guys that get out there and go after it. So it's awesome to be able to interview them. So how did you find micro wrestling then? How did you find the Micro Wrestling Federation?
So I've been doing this, like I said, 15 years, and I've wrestled with all of the little people wrestling out there.
Okay, yep.
I wrestled with Extreme, I wrestled with Micro, I wrestled with all of them. And my last one I wrestled with Extreme, and I just kind of just left there for a little bit and went on my own. And the guy that's running this, the guy that owns this company now is Jack. And he was doing big things, you know, man. He had like 12 guys out here. That's big, you know. When you had 12 guys out here, and you had that's a big payroll, and you know. And I seen him, he kept boom, 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 and I was just like, you know, I really, you know, I need to work and be good for experience or whatever. And so I called him up, and I was like, hey man, I know you don't know me, but I see you doing big things. Here's a video of what I can do. I sent him the video what I could do, which my son made. Like my son made me like a awesome like a promo package to send to people, so I sent it to him. And he called me. He was like, well, I don't have a spot for you right now, but you give me, you know, next month you come out. And I came out in November. I believe it was November of 2016. I've been here ever since.
You guys kicking ass. So what does it mean to you to be able to tour? Because you guys have been touring everywhere. I've seen you guys were somewhere last night, right?
Yeah.
Wrestling. You
Yeah.
were somewhere, was it the night before or tomorrow night?
No, tomorrow we're off.
You're off
It's
tomorrow
Christmas,
night,
yeah.
right? And you go back and you guys get back on the road right away next week.
Yeah, man, we do anywhere from 4 to 5. Usually 4 to 5 shows a week, sometimes 6 every week.
Is that 4 or 5 days? Or do you sometimes we do 2 shows a night? Or?
No, that's like days.
Just days,
That's
okay.
like we get there, we'll set the ring up. We'll go, you know, sometimes we do arenas, sometimes we do bars, sometimes we do schools.
Okay.
You know, we do a lot of stuff.
You guys go all over the damn place.
Yeah, man, like I said, we do over 250 shows a year.
Jesus. Okay, damn.
And then like now we're like trying to open up our thing in Pigeon Forge. You know where that's at?
Yep. I just seen that we see that. We're sharing that out too as well.
Yeah, so like, you know, 5 days a week, we're gonna be there wrestling every day. Boom, boom, boom. Even you know, for any little people that want to learn how to wrestle, there's gonna be a school there. I'm training guys. You know, I've been in the business 15 years. I'm gonna be training new guys coming up who wants to learn the business, who loves the business. You know, this is how you can learn. You know, it's to me, it's like a mini WWE. You know,
Right,
we're
right.
making like a mini WWE. You know?
Yeah, and what we see, and from what I can tell, is this place is just blowing up. Everybody's talking about it. I mean, there's shares everywhere. And since we kind of got on board and found out about you guys, it's amazing to see how big of a following you guys do have everywhere. Like you said, you guys were somewhere last night, here tonight, go back next week, and you guys are just kicking ass.
Yeah.
So what does it mean to you to be able to just tour the country and do what you love?
Man, I feel blessed. The one word, blessed.
Blessed.
Blessed. Not lucky, none of that. It's blessed. I get to do something that I love. I get to make money doing something that I love, and then I'm pretty good at it. I'm not the best, but I'm pretty good at it.
Definitely working your way up now.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I've still got a long way to go.
How old are you?
28.
28. Hell yeah, so you got the world above you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But like I said, just feel blessed and honored, and you know, like I said, you know, I get to wake up. I don't have to get up at the crack of dawn and go to a job that I hate. I can wake up at 11, get in this tour bus, go back to sleep, come to a show, set up. If I want, you know, go work out or whatever, you know.
Hell yeah. Oh.
But the only bad thing about being on the road all the time is the family life. You know, if you got a family, which I do, you got a wife and 5 kids. It's hard. It's hard to be
hard for so long.
Hard to be away from them.
So the Pigeon Forge thing, then, is that going to be when you guys are not touring then, and then there'll still be a tour going on?
Well,
at the
yeah,
same
yeah,
time?
they're supposed to be where we're going to be there, and then we're going to keep the road going. We're just not going to keep it going that much, I guess. But Pigeon Forge is going to be there. 5 shows a week.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right. So I think it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're going to be there.
Hell yeah, man, that's awesome. So what, I'm going to ask everybody this night, so what can we expect from you tonight?
I tell this every time anybody asks me this. What can they expect of me? I'm going to steal the show. That's why I'm doing the show. And it's not being cocky. That's just how I am,
It's just how it ends up.
That's how it's going to end up.
Hell yeah,
And
man,
if
I
you
love
don't
that.
believe me, watch it tonight. You can come back and say, "Hey, okay."
Oh, we're gonna talk about it. Hell yeah.
If I didn't, you let me know. If I did, you let me know.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we're definitely gonna let you know. Like I said, we're gonna let you know. We're gonna talk about the WWE coming here. But so where can people find you? Like we're on like social media, anything like that. Where can they follow you?
So they can follow us on the Micro Wrestling Federation page, or Facebook. We go to Micro Wrestling. All you gotta do is type in Micro Wrestling and it'll pop up. And then if they want to find me personally, you can go to my Facebook page, Jacob Brooks. I also have my fan page, which is Little Show.
Little Show, yeah.
My Instagram page is Jacob Brooks 961. So, yeah.
And at the end, we'll get all that written down for everybody, so everybody wants to follow you guys or looking at that. And the big micro wrestling thing, we've definitely been following that, so we got a bunch of people hopefully on board.
Yeah.
I've been having a lot of people talk about the show tonight, so hopefully we see a lot of faces that we know you that are supporting.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it's very awesome. So what else? You got anything else to say before we get out of here?
Man, just, all I got to say is the people who haven't seen our show, come see it. I promise you, you will not regret it. You won't. You'll be talking about it for at least, 3 or 4 years. I mean, you're going to talk about it. Because we got stories, we got bad guys, we got good guys, we got divas, we got everything. We use weapons. You know what I mean? I picked up my opponent one time and threw him in the crowd.
Well, we're in the second, third row, stuff like that. So if
We'll
you
catch
want to
you.
go to us, yeah.
You know.
That's awesome, man. And thank you again for taking the time. Again, it's a little show. And
Yes, sir.
We'll spread all your social media and everything for you guys. So we really appreciate you taking
Yes,
the
sir.
time.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
y'all.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Down.
3, 2, 1. All right, guys, here we are.
Patty McGregor.
Patty McGregor, all right. So we'll just kind of get to know him a little bit and ask some questions. I know all these guys are super busy, so we're just kind of getting them in, and we're going to ask everybody a little bit of questions, and then just kind of get them out of here. So where were you born and where'd you grow up?
I am from Belahi, Iowa.
Ireland. Okay. How was growing up for you?
It was good.
Good. Okay. So what was your first memory of wrestling?
I don't really remember the matches, but I remember watching the Attitude Era.
The Attitude, yep, Stone Cold, that's where we grew up too, so.
I remember the first memory I remember is The Undertaker and Tommy Dreamer in the ring. And Tommy said, "I'll drink your tobacco spit."
Okay. Oh, that's horrible.
And he did it.
That's disgusting.
That's what made you fall in love with wrestling?
No,
That's not it.
Just growing up with it, I had a friend that I met in school, and we said, "Hey, we like wrestling. Look, we got a team, decided our team name, everything, said what we were gonna do." And I came to America, found these guys.
There you are. You were here for
And
4
here I
years, you
am.
said? You kicking ass for 4 years now?
Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
I've just been with these guys since January.
Okay, so you're new to these guys then. Okay, perfect. Okay, so you're just kind of getting ropes with these guys and figuring out that's awesome. So the Micro Federation is where we can find you on social media or anything like that.
My Instagram page is Patty_McGregor 93.
Okay, 93. Okay, we'll get that out as well for everybody. Facebook, anything like that?
My personal Facebook is Chris Jablonski.
Okay.
I don't have a fan Facebook yet.
Yep, no worries, no worries. Yep, we're working on it. Yep, we'll get it out. And once you get it out there, we'll find it and we'll share it out for you guys. So, what can we expect from you tonight?
I'm one hard to keep down fellow.
One hard to keep down, fella. Okay, all right.
I keep coming back up.
Keep coming back up. All right. Okay. So we'll knock it down, but it won't keep you running. All right. I got you. We'll keep getting back up. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you for your time, man. We appreciate it. Thank you.
From Kingston, Jamaica, here is Mighty Jamaican Joe!
3, 2, 1. What's up, guys? We're here with.
Jamaican Joe.
All right, and we're just gonna get to know him a little bit. So where were you born and where'd you grow up?
I was born in Kingston, Jamaica.
Kingston,
But I
Jamaica.
grew up in Cleveland.
Grew up in Cleveland. Right on. Awesome. So what's your first memory of wrestling?
My first memory,
Yeah, like first time you saw wrestling. Like,
I was about 6 or 7, and I've always been like a physical kid. So like, my dad was like, "Why don't you try wrestling?" And I'm like, "I don't know what that is." And watch some WWE. Well, these guys are pretty cool. So yeah,
oh yeah, you just hooked from then?
yeah, I was definitely from that.
Hell yeah. So how did you get into wrestling? Like, how did you first start? And like, where did you first start?
I started with a different company, but I got into it because, funny story, my ex, her brother did the wrestling. And I'm just like, all right, my 9 to 5 is not doing it. I don't want to do it anymore. So I hit her up, got in trouble for that. Then she's like, yeah, come talk to my brother. Talked to her brother, and we kind of, sized me up to see if I was athletic. I played sports in high school, so of course. And he's like, come on out for a tryout. Came out, I made it.
Oh yeah. So where was that at?
This was in Florida, a different company, yeah.
Okay. And so how long have you been wrestling?
Not long, 2.5 years.
2.5 years. Right on. You're still getting your feet wet and you're
Yeah.
trying to get used to it, right?
Yep.
So what does it mean to you to be able to travel around the country and get the experience you're getting and be able to do this every day?
This is an
Most
opportunity.
nights.
Yeah, most nights, yeah. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. I've seen so many things since I've only, like I said, I've only been doing 2 years, and I've seen so many things and so many great people.
Just that short amount of time.
Yes, and I've done a lot of great things. So it's definitely an opportunity of a lifetime.
Hell yeah.
I appreciate it.
Hell yeah, man. So what can we expect from you tonight?
Expect some high flying, you're gonna expect some good things.
All right. Some
You
athleticism.
jumping off the
Of course.
turnbuckles?
Of course.
Hell yeah.
Of course.
Throwing anybody into the crowd or anything?
No.
Getting thrown in the crowd maybe? I don't know.
I'm too big to get thrown.
That's what's
Too
up.
big, too big.
That's what's up. So, all right, who's your favorite wrestler of all time?
Favorite wrestler of all time, I gotta say Randy Orton.
Randy Orton?
Yeah.
Right on.
Just his character and the way he wrestles and everything he does is him. So yeah, Randy's
Oh, yeah.
definitely.
That's what's up. So, where can people find you on social media? I know we can find everybody here at the Micro Wrestling Federation.
Yep.
That's on Facebook, Instagram, maybe Twitter as well. We're not good with Twitter, so I don't know if you guys
Yeah,
are on that
I'm
as well.
not
So,
good with Twitter.
but where can we personally find you on
If
social
you
media?
want to find my Instagram, it's Jamaican Joe.
Jamaican Joe.
I know how to spell it because most people don't spell it right. It's Jamaican Joe _7.
Okay.
Facebook is Jamaican Joe as well. Snapchat, Jamaican Joe as well. So everything is there.
Jamaican Joe. All right, hell yeah. So we can find you there, and
Yeah.
we'll share that out for everybody as well.
For
So
sure,
they can
for
follow
sure.
and shit. So that's awesome, man. So thank you for your time, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Recording?
All right, 3, 2, 1. All right, guys, here we are with Jack. He's actually the owner and operator of the Micro Wrestling Federation. Sorry, horrible. I've been talking so much today. So we're just gonna kind of get to know him and kind of get how he started the company and how he got into it. So where were you born and where'd you grow up?
I'm from New York City,
New York City. Okay.
and I graduated and moved down to Florida to go to school and never went back.
Okay. Don't blame you.
No.
Too many people?
No, I just couldn't wait to get to where the warm weather was, man. I hated the winter.
Yeah, we feel you here in Minnesota. We
Yeah.
So what was your first memory of seeing wrestling?
Wrestling, to be honest with you, I'm not really a big wrestling fan. I remember, I'm 50 now, so I remember back in the day when Roddy Piper had Piper's Pit.
Yep.
Watched that a few
Somehow,
times, but other than that, I was never really a big wrestling fan. And I moved down to Florida, and I went to wrestling school myself. I was trained over at the Malenko's.
Okay.
You know the Malenko, Dean
Yeah,
Malenko, and his
Malenko.
father used to run a school in Tampa, and his dad's name was Larry. and was down there. It was about 93, I think 93 or 94. You know, I went to Japan. I wrestled over there once, and I wrestled locally around Florida. But like the wrestling thing wasn't for me. I wish I would have had the passion for it, like Little Show has. Like, you know, he's got the IQ, the passion, and if every kid on our roster had what he had, it would be so easy in life. But I got actually involved with the wrestling on this end, not because of my background in wrestling, but I was running a Chippendale show, and I was booking about 200 shows a year. And I came across this little guy named POD. He was called the Pissed Off Dwarf. His name was Chris Geyer. Hey, what's up, Chris? But Chris is cool, and you know, he was running this business part-time, like doing 20, 25 shows a year. He had a normal job, and I saw it, and I had a database of clubs where I was booking 2 male reviews, I was booking a female review, and I was booking about 10 groups. I had 10 two-man groups of comedians, and I was just booking small towns all across the United States in these small pubs and taverns. And I came across POD, and I was like, wow, I can sell this show. I had a database of thousands of clubs, and booked him way too many shows that he wanted. I booked him 40 shows in the first 4 months of 08, and he was like, suspend all bookings. My wife doesn't want me on the road like that. And I'm like, hey man, I just stopped booking all my other dates, and I just ended up buying a company from him.
Okay. Just it was easier for you to than him, kind of.
Yeah, he just, you know, he didn't really, yeah, like I said, it was like a part-time gig for him, man, you know what I mean? And I got involved with it, and it was just like, I loved it, man. I never even seen, we don't call it midget wrestling anymore.
Right.
Like, you know, with him, I started booking this show, and I never even saw a midget wrestling show. And I just saw him, and to me, he was like the Hulk Hogan of midget wrestling. I'm like, oh my God, he would paint himself up all white like a mean looking clown, little red nose, green metallic lipstick he drew on these eyebrows. I'm like, dude, I can sell you. I didn't even know any of the other guys' names, never saw a show, and started booking it. And then I went out and saw it, and I was like, this isn't what I thought it was gonna be. Yeah, it just wasn't to my standards of what the price tag I was charging for the show. So I ended up buying it from him and then just molded it into my vision.
Right, definitely. So how long have you been in the wrestling business then?
Well, I've been involved with this. I met POD in 2008. Been involved with this since 2008.
Awesome. So what does it mean for you to be able to like run this company and travel around the country with all these guys and girls, and then just be able to do what you guys kind of love and make this money doing a great thing for these guys and for everybody? What does it mean to you as a promoter and as an owner of the show?
Well, as long as the show is a quality show. You know what I mean? I've ran everything: bikini contests, male reviews, female reviews, comedy shows, and wrestling shows. And as long as it's a quality show, then I'm always happy. You know what I mean? It's tough if you don't have a good group of wrestlers or people aren't organized and whatnot. You know, I don't want to ever disappoint anybody.
Right, definitely.
We did 200 shows. We do about 200 shows a year. We average about 500 people a show. Last year we had about 24 shows with 1,000 to 2,000 people, and our biggest was 3,000.
Holy shit.
So yeah, there's a lot of opportunity to screw up and piss people off, but you can go through all of our Facebook stuff and you won't see any bad complaints at all. You know, and it's a matter of all of us. You know, standing at the door, making sure people are seated. You know, people get angry coming to these shows, not just with the wrestling or the show, but you know, showing up late, not getting their seat, overselling seats. I mean, and all that's got to be taken into consideration.
Definitely. And from what I've seen, and since we've been here, it seems like it's tightly run. You know,
oh no, yeah, we're like a
well-oiled
well-oiled
machine.
Yeah, that's us, man. Like, yeah, I try to explain to the guys. I'm like, man, the difference between good and great is the attention to detail. And most people will never even know that you screw up. But the people, you know, to me, it means something when someone goes, hey man, I saw when you did that. And then I go, see, that, to me, that one guy just made my month, you know, and he's the only guy that'll ever say that. But I know, and I want them to know, you know.
Definitely. So. And then when we were kind of setting up and getting here, we didn't really, at least for myself, I didn't really realize that it was such a tight ran group, and you guys all chip in and did everything. So it's awesome to see that it's like a kind of like a family, like a big group of you guys. Everybody's hustling, everybody's working, they're going to do merge or getting tickets or anything. So it's awesome to see that you guys are all chipping in to make this whole dream work for you guys.
Oh yeah.
So where can we find you? You guys are Micro Wrestling Federation, the place where we can find all your stuff. You guys have your own website.
Yeah, our website's microwrestling.com. At the bottom of our homepage, all our social media icons. On Twitter, we're MWF Wrestlers. On Instagram, we're Micro Wrestling Federation. And on Facebook, we're at Midget Wrestling. We don't use the term midget any longer.
Okay. So
I
you
was-
can't just switch that over.
No, I think you can, but I'm afraid. What if I do? You know,
Yeah, no,
so
definitely.
you know, I was brought into this business by POD, and he was a little person, has a son as a little person, and they use the M word freely. You know, a little show he was brought up using the word freely. Well, a lot of us, you know, our referee, she wasn't. You know, some kids were picked on as children, and now just everybody's more politically correct, and I don't have a problem with it. So I just supplanted everything that we had midget with micro or little people now. So, and it's been over the last 2 years since I have taken that all out. Yeah.
Like you said, everything's kind of being politically correct, so you kind of want to make sure that everybody's happy, so when they come in, nobody's pissed off.
Well, every now and then someone will say that I'm exploiting these guys, and I'm like, that makes no sense at all. They're making great money. They're doing what they love. You know, they're not over here shackled and chained, being forced to learn arm bars and headlocks. You know, I mean, you know, is it exploiting a grown man to be a wrestler in the WWE? But I can see where they come from because, you know, historically, midget wrestling, it's always been comedy, kind of things like that. You know, you see any little people that you see in the movies, most of them have the impish kind of roles, you know, and people think that we're, you know, picking on them, poking fun at them. But I tell you what, when people come in, they see the show, and then they leave, and they're like, wow, that is not what I thought.
Yep, definitely. And we tell that from all your videos you guys show up, all the stuff on Instagram and all that stuff. We follow all that stuff, and we have been for the last couple months. We've been contacting you guys and making sure that we kind of keep up, and we know that this is a great show, and you guys have a lot of fun, and you guys are all here together, and everybody's enjoying this. Like Little Show said, you know, he's doing, here doing what he loves, you know, and he's able to do that. He doesn't have to wake up at a certain amount of time, you know, he can get up, do whatever he wants, you know, tour bus, sleep for a little while, come to the show, help out with the show, wrestle, what he loves to do, go home and hang out, you know, and so it's awesome that these guys are able to do that and do what they love, and that you are, you know, providing that for them.
Getting paid for it. These kids are making kids are making great money, not just for little people, for any size person, you know. And then there's some people just are so ignorant with some of the things that they say. It's ridiculous. And you know, people would think demographically our crowd is a bunch of drunken rednecks, and it's not. You know, you'll see when you get out there, man, our crowd's a mixture of men and women, 50-50 guys and girls. And really, we don't even have a wrestling fan base. Most of the people that come are just inquisitive about the little people. And then you don't even have to like wrestling. But when you leave, you're going to go, oh my God, that's so cool. That is not what I thought it was going to be like.
Yeah, every review I've ever seen, everybody's talking about how awesome. So we were so excited to be able to do it. And when we first came out, we were just going to come to the show and just talk about the show and take some pictures right here and do a podcast about it. And then we kind of was like, let's reach out to them and see if maybe we can talk to somebody. Yeah. And so it's awesome. We're blessed to be able to come and talk to you guys, and it's so great because growing up, I was such a huge wrestling fan, so it's awesome to be able to come back here and talk to some of the guys and see them, you know, back and before the stage, and then be able to go out there and see them go out there and kick ass tonight. So it's awesome, and we really appreciate your time and for you guys doing that. So thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Bro, man.
Thank you.
We're recording?
3, 2, 1. All right, so we're back, and we're here with Little Miss.
Hey!
And so we're just gonna get to know her a little bit and kind of find out how she got into wrestling. So where were you born and where did you grow up?
So, I was born in a place called Lebanon, New Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
I usually don't give it out, but I was born in Lebanon, New Hampshire. And brought up in Vermont and New Hampshire my whole entire life. In a small town called Hartland.
So small town living.
Country girl.
That's how we grew up. Yep. So we know what it's like. What's your first memory of seeing wrestling?
Well, I never really watched wrestling as a kid.
Okay, yep.
I just, I'm actually related to Clan Ryan.
Oh, okay, okay. Nice.
And he used to watch it all the time. We're cousins.
Okay.
And so, like, he'd do wrestling moves on me, and that's, I know what wrestling was because he'd do, like, body slams and stuff when we were little, but I never really watched it.
Okay, okay. So how did you get into wrestling? With Ryan, obviously, but how did you decide that instead of letting him beat you up, you were actually going to come and beat in the shows?
So when he used to beat me up when I was younger, I used to hate it. You know, I'd cry, I didn't understand, and then as I got older, I saw how he came out here and he had the opportunity to get to do this, and I got to see how much he was traveling and making good money and, you know, just having a good time sightseeing and getting the opportunity. So I said, you know what, I'd like to do it. So I came out here and I started off, Jack didn't know what he was going to do with me at first. He was like, well, maybe you can be a ring girl, you know. So I started off as saying 1, 2,
Oh,
like
okay,
that.
okay, yep.
And then they kind of just put me in as ref and threw me in.
So that's your role now, is your ref then?
I
Is that
am,
ref most of the
yes,
shows? Do you
I
do
do.
any actual wrestling then? Or do you
I
do
did a little bit of wrestling. It was more of a commentary wrestling, like
Okay.
comedy matches and stuff like
Okay.
that. But I got hurt and I just went back to refing full time.
Decide that's what you like better?
Yes.
And everybody needs a ref, right?
Right, right.
Okay. So how long have you been with the whole organization and doing this?
So I've been in this company for coming up on 2 years in
2 years. Okay, awesome. So you kind of getting your feet wet as well.
Mhm.
There's a lot of guys that are really doing that and enjoying this. So what does it mean to you to be out here and kind of traveling and like you said, making money and enjoying this and being able to come out there and kind of be the center of attention because you're at every match center, you're the referee, so you're always
Yes.
out there, you're always
Yes.
in there, and you're the one that they count on. That
Right.
the guys get mad at, no, it was 3, and you're
Yes,
no 2.
yes.
So what does it mean to you to be able to travel and do this?
It means a lot, honestly. There are days out here just like being the only girl, because I am the only girl,
Yep, yep.
where I gotta take it for granted and like I get annoyed easily and just I'm like, why me? But at the end of the day, it really means a lot to me because we're all a big family out here. And just the opportunities that I've got to experience, I've never been able to do that in another job.
Right, like you said, you get to travel and then you guys
Mhm,
go
I get to travel.
all over the country.
I started like when I first came out here, I had no credit because I was still young. I built my credit up. My credit score is almost what 800, 800. I just bought a brand new car, 2019 Hyundai Elantra.
That's what's
so
up.
it's
Yeah, shout out.
you know I'm rewarding out of
Right,
this, you know, and just not only friendships but everything.
And all the
else.
hard work is starting to pay off.
Yes.
That's awesome to see. So what can we expect tonight from the show? I know you're going to be repping. So what from overall, what can we expect from the show?
Well, as I tell everybody, you know, they come to the show not knowing what to expect. You know, like it's a lot of top rope action. It's a lot of comedy. There's some comedy matches. You know, some comedy skits in there to get the crowd going and interacting. We get up close and personal
Okay.
with each other.
Okay.
So somebody might get a micro wrestler in their lap.
Okay. Yeah, we've been warned about that too. So
Yes.
yeah, we're excited.
What else?
Is there gonna be any blood?
There might be. Depends.
Every now and
Depends
then.
on if we
I
mess
saw him
up.
pulling out some chairs and trash cans out there.
Yes,
Chairs,
we
trash
do. We do a bunch of weapons. We got chairs, trash cans, a plunger.
The plunger.
That sounds dangerous.
We have a trash can lid, clipboards, cookie sheets,
Got all kinds of stuff out here.
all kinds of
That's
goodies.
awesome. Yeah, and I know like everybody's kind of telling me nobody really knows what to expect to come to the show. So when
Right.
everybody sees this and we kind of promote it as a future show, so
Yeah.
everybody kind of knows what to expect.
So, well, yeah, like it's so people come to the show and they think like it's a freak show, like it's a sideshow. You know, we're making fun of each other, we're just being put out there, and it's not. It's full scale like WWE type of stuff. Just we're all little, and we do things a little bit different.
Kind of according to you guys.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So where can people find you? I know we can find the whole Micro Wrestling Federation, but where can we find you, like your fan page? Or
Me personally,
Yeah, you personally.
I have a Facebook fan page. It's all one word, Little Miss MWF. And I have an Instagram page as well, and it's the same thing, Little Miss MWF. I do respond quite frequently on there, and I'm trying to post more stuff each and every day.
Yeah, we see a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of crazy action from you guys.
Yeah.
And a lot of, crazy flying Ryan stuff that we see, and shaking bottles and all kinds of stuff.
No.
So it's we've been super excited to come to the show. So I just want to thank you for your time, and
Yeah.
we're excited for the show. So thank you.
Thank you. It was nice meeting you.
You too.
He is known as the most hated micro wrestler in America. From Boston, the champion, Flying Ryan.
Three, two, one. All right, guys, we're here with the champion, Flying Ryan. All right, we're gonna get to know him a little bit and just kind of find out where he's from and how he got into wrestling. How you doing today, Ryan?
Doing great.
All right, so where'd you grow up and where were you born?
I grew up in a town called Lebanon, New Hampshire, but I was born in Boston, Massachusetts.
Born in Boston. All right.
Yes, sir.
So what's your first memory of wrestling? Like, what's the first time you've seen kind of like wrestling on TV or?
Oh no, my dad ordered a pay-per-view one time.
That's when
It
you
was
were
wrestling, I watched it. I think it was Stone Cold versus The Rock.
Stone Cold versus The Rock.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I liked it.
Attitude Era. Yeah, that's where we got into it. So how did you actually start wrestling? Like, because you've seen it as a kid, but how did you actually?
My story's boring.
Story's boring.
Yeah, I was on Facebook, and you know where it says suggested friends?
Yeah.
There was a little person.
You
His
added
name's
them.
Brom Stug. I added him, and they were looking for wrestlers, and they flew me out, trained for 2 days, and they just threw me in the ring.
So you just kind of throw them in the fire. Then.
Yeah.
Jesus. All right.
So we did hear that you were beating up your cousin when you were kids. That's kind of where it started.
Probably.
She deserves it.
That's the way she remembered it.
So how long have you been wrestling?
5.5 years.
5.5 years. All right. So what does it mean to you to be able to travel around and be the champion of the Micro Wrestling Federation and be able to do this on a regular basis? What does that mean to you?
Oh no, just another paycheck.
It's another paycheck?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. So where can people find you on social media then?
MichaelWrestling.com. You can find me at Flying Motherfucking Ryan on Instagram.
All right.
Ryan Allen Delisle on Facebook.
Okay.
That's about it.
I watch a lot of your Instagram videos and shit, and you seem like you're kind of a party animal. You like to get out there and you like
Yep,
to
I
shake some
did. I
bottles and
fucking
chug.
partied so hard, I lost my ID last night.
You lost it last night?
I did, but the hotel called me and said they found
They
it.
found
so
it? Fucking right. All
I gotta
right.
drive 2 hours tomorrow and go get it.
You had to go 2 hours to get it?
Yeah.
Geez, oh, it's in St. Cloud or what?
Yeah.
Damn, man. You got fucking.
You gonna take me?
hammered. Oh, yeah, I'll fucking take you.
You will?
Fuck no, I ain't taking you.
I paid you $100.
I'll fucking take you.
When I paid you $100
Fucking
to
go.
take me?
Fucking A.
Alright, we'll go
Okay,
tomorrow.
we'll go. I ain't got shit going on. We'll go. Fuck
I'll
you,
pay you
shit.
$100, then we'll get drunk on the way back.
I'm driving, but alright.
Hey.
Don't tell nobody.
We won't.
They won't tell nobody, so we're good.
I'll beat shit out of you.
So,
Looks like you've been fighting there with your cauliflower.
A couple times.
yeah, make fun of this motherfucker, man.
He's like,
He was an amateur champ.
Can you hear me?
Huh?
So I seen a video. I'm gonna bring it up just because I thought it was fucking hilarious. You jump off of bar stools a lot, and there's one where you
I
actually
don't
slipped
know.
and fell. What happened,
Yeah.
champ?
Yeah.
Rough night or what?
It was slippery.
The slippery, slippery
Slippery.
and wet, huh?
I haven't been that wet since last time I was in a vagina. So.
Hell yeah, man. Well, all right. So what can we expect from you tonight then?
I'm gonna walk in as a champion, and I'm gonna walk out still a micro wrestling champion.
That's what's up.
There's not a damn thing any of these little people can do about it.
That's what's up. So I see you. You do a Superman punch. You're mixing some of that martial arts, mixed martial arts
Little
stuff in
bit.
there a little bit.
Little
Kicking
bit.
some ass.
Yeah,
All right.
slamming, chops.
So you're gonna be the champion.
Bro, did I interrupt you when you were talking? I'm laughing. Because the whole interview you're gonna hear in the back.
The champ speaking, man. Leave him alone.
Yeah, there you go.
You're supposed to Jorge Masvidal.
Right?
Anybody tell you like broke Tom Hardy?
So broke Tom Hardy?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Maybe that's what my girlfriend likes because she always talks about how they do. Damn, that's good, man. That's a good compliment, right? I don't know. I don't talk like him or nothing,
No,
but
shut
damn,
up.
I think of that. Thank you.
Just shut up.
All right, we're done. All right, we're done.
What else?
Thank you,
Any
man.
more
Appreciate it.
questions?
No, fuck no.
No more
We're
questions?
we're just gonna watch you whip some ass tonight.
All right.
We're excited. Thank you for your time.
So you're really gonna help me out tomorrow?
We'll see. Yeah, we'll get hold of you. All right, guys. So again, that was awesome. We had so much fun, and everybody, as you can tell, was so open and just warm to us, and they really let us in. And the big thing that stuck out to me was how honest Jack was about the whole the M word or midget, and I'm not saying that as a bad word or anything because they were all kind of on different pages about the M word. Or
Because I think that he referenced as it would have been Little Miss. It was the only one that really had a
her
problem.
and Fly and Ryan were kind of. It sounded like maybe they were picked on, and as to where more who and they're a little younger. So I think Fly and Ryan's 23. She's probably 20, 21, something around the same age. But as to where Little Show is right around our same age. I think he said he's 28 as well. So it's my age. And
he said that when he first started, it was midget wrestling.
yeah, it was that was the and he grew up being called a midget. They didn't have like the whole and again we kind of got into it.
The
how,
PC police were out.
Everybody's PC, and so some of them do use the word, some of them don't like it. I know a majority of them don't. Some of them do like dwarf as well. So when we do talk about it, we're not going to try to not use the M word. But I figure if I just said the M word, people would be like, "What are you talking about?"
Right.
So I kind of had to say it. And again, it's not out of disrespect or anything. It's just kind of
An explanation.
yeah, an explanation of what and Jack really broke it down very well in his interview.
I
So
thought
if you
so,
heard, obviously you guys just listened to him talking. So, I kind of got a different perspective on it, and you know how people kind of look at little people or dwarfs and how they kind of treat them or think about them. And I know at one point in the show, and we didn't get an interview with Heavy Metal Mario or El Torito.
They were busy working.
Yeah, they were hustling. Heavy
Yeah.
Metal Mario, we're
It's
going
like-
to try to get an interview with him. El Torito, it's going to be really hard because, again, he speaks limited English, so I'm not a very good Spanish speaker either, so I don't think
Okay,
it'd work out
por
there
favor.
well. Yeah, like, I don't know. Are you going to do
Dos?
it? I know
No, that's about all I
we were
got.
trying to have somebody. we were going to try to have somebody kind of do kind of
Interpretations,
interpretations. There you go, Jay. God.
translations.
Yeah, but it didn't seem like it was going to be a good fit and work out the correct way. But unfortunately, we probably won't get an interview with him. But again, we're going to try to get Heavy Metal Mario. I know he actually did add me to Facebook, so
Yep.
that's awesome. So once I'm going to send him a message, and we'll probably do more of like a Skype interview. So I don't know if it'll just be me and him one-on-one, or me, Jay, and him, and kind of doing more of a Skype interview, which is a little different. But we kind of learned how to do that. Luckily, we did that, Trash Talk podcast, which is a lot of fun. And go ahead and check that out if you haven't seen that one yet. We break down some fights that are happening actually this weekend. So this one's gonna come out, I think, tomorrow. So
Tomorrow morning.
yeah,
Tomorrow night.
I'm gonna try to upload it all tonight because it's kind of a shorter one, so everybody will be able to get to it and watch it and see all the interviews. So and the big thing about this one is I don't want it to be more about us. I want it to be more about them.
Yeah.
And just kind of about how we had so much fun at the show.
Yeah.
So we'll just jump into it. How was your experience overall from the show?
Like again, like you were saying, like you know how we kind of walked in nervous, not really knowing what
Dude,
to
I was so
expect.
nervous. Honestly, I thought I was gonna throw up during the drive there, dude. I had to stop and get like a burger and a fucking.
So you had
water,
something to
dude.
throw up?
Yeah, dude, because I was just so nervous, dude. I don't know why. And then we got in there and they just welcomed us. I was like,
And then they
my
warmed up
God.
to us, and like even like in the back, like I was still kind of like questioning what the show was gonna be, because like you know how Jack was like, oh, this is gonna be so much more than what you expect, and like we sat down, and like once the show started, I was like, wow, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. Because like I was never big into wrestling as a child, and like I watched it here and there, and like this is just like what I watched as a kid, you know.
Dude, I told them that you're a big wrestling fan. I just kept going we, but it was just me and my family. I didn't really mean Jay, but it was me and Jay together. So I was just like, yeah, we were huge wrestling fans. And they're like, Jay, you like wrestling? I know who Hulk Hogan is. I'm not that big of a fan, but
Right.
no. But again, yeah, in the show, it's a complete 180 of what you
Yeah,
would be.
and like just their like legit athleticism was
Dude.
amazing.
The fucking abs on some of them guys
Yeah.
are fucking ridiculous.
Like when the
man.
Little Show, and I think Jamaican Joe did
They
it too,
both
when they
did
were
that.
like
Dude.
lifting these people overhead.
That Little Show is the strongest little dude I have ever seen in my life. I
Right.
thought he could have kept doing that for days.
Like when Jamaican Joe was telling the story about how he speared somebody
Big
that
guy.
jumped in the
Yeah,
cage,
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, nah. And then once I saw the show, I was like, oh shit, he probably fucking
I could tell.
did.
I could tell under that sweatshirt that dude was jacked. dude.
Yeah.
and he was 4'2". I think he weighs 120 pounds or something. Like that.
Yeah.
dude, he is solid muscle, dude,
Mhm.
and such an athlete.
Yeah.
And El Torito had such a great.
I was gonna say
match.
him and like, do you remember Metal Mario?
Yep, Heavy
the
Metal
way he
Mario.
would like spin around on people, I was like,
Yeah,
damn.
because if you ever check out the Micro Wrestling Federation, you'll see it because they've done it before. They do it with Little Show and Mario, where he does like Little Show like tries to pick him up, and at some point he like spins around on his head and then flips Little Show in the air. I have no fucking idea how they did it, what they
Yeah.
were doing, but it was fucking awesome, dude. And they were going like 1,000 fucking miles an hour, dude. They were just fucking
Yeah.
going. And I couldn't. The hard part was I couldn't tell if I wanted to watch the wrestling match or the crowd, because the crowd was so into it. And we had that guy straight across from us, that bigger guy, that was just like, finish this guy, kill him, like, don't let him get up. Like, this dude was so into it, dude. And
Yeah.
it made me more into it. I kind of felt bad because we did have our student in front of us, but I was like screaming and getting crazy, and like I was like, God, I hope this doesn't look bad. But at the end of the day, like, I'm still having so much fun.
And I love how much they interacted with the crowd.
Yeah, they
You know, they made the,
everybody in.
the crowd part of the show. Like
Yeah,
when they
the
throw
one-
people,
Yep.
throw little people into them and like hold them in there and smack them with their little clipboards.
And the thing that I thought was cool was like if the crowd wanted, and a big thing is I see that Heavy Metal Mario afterward, and this is a big thing I see a lot of drunk guys do. A big drunk guy try to like pick him up.
Oh,
And
I
he's
was
like,
pissed.
don't fucking touch me. And yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, dude, if that dude tries to do like, I'm gonna fucking, like, I'm gonna go.
What did I
after
tell you
this
when we
guy.
were walking out? I was like, I want to go to the bar with these guys because if anybody fucks with them, I'm gonna kill them.
Dude, and it was because they were so awesome, dude.
Yeah.
And no doubt these motherfuckers could all handle them goddamn self.
Yeah.
Because they were.
But you know,
all
like I
in
just
good
always
shape.
have that big brother
Oh,
mentality.
yeah, for sure. and right when you meet somebody, you're like, I got your back, home.
Yeah.
So it fucks with you no matter what. Like whether you can deal with yourself or not, I got you, home.
Yeah.
You know? And that's exactly how it felt with all those guys.
My girl was making fun of me because I was sitting in bed like searching all their Instagram shots. Like, do you have a crush on these people? I'm like, kinda.
Dude, it's like, yeah, dude. I felt like
It's
I
a
felt
bro
like-
crush.
I felt like we were family, man. Like,
Yeah.
we got to go to Tennessee and like see these people.
I want to go to their new what was it in
It's Pigeonhole. Oh, God,
Pigeon
damn
Toe.
it. No, darn it! I feel so bad. I forgot. We're gonna share it out. God, it's in. Can you look it up quick?
Yeah.
Look it up. But anyway, yeah, no, they have a new show coming out. It's Dollywood is the name of the it's like the Dollywood, but I just don't know the actual.
what's
name
that
of
place
it.
in Missouri?
I don't know.
It's like a Vegas in Tennessee.
I'm not sure. Yeah, that's what this one is, right? It's
Yeah.
like Dollywood. But anyway, they have a show coming. It's going to be 5 nights a week. I'm not exactly sure again when it's coming, but they're going to have a show there 5 nights a week.
Pigeon Forge. Pigeon Forge.
Pigeon Forge. There
Pigeon
we go.
Forge,
Yep. Pigeon
Tennessee.
Forge, Tennessee. So check them out. I guess they're calling it Dollywood, and so I'd never heard of it before. I had heard of the Pigeon Forge just from their page and seen that that's where they were kind of located at. But what's happening is they're gonna have basically it's like a Vegas strip, and they're gonna have a place where they do wrestling matches 5 nights a week.
Yeah.
And so I think it was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They're gonna have matches, and they have Monday, Tuesday off. But they're also going to have a tour the whole
The
time
road shows.
as well. Yeah, going on.
Because he was
with
saying they did
different
like
wrestlers and stuff
180
that.
shows or something.
They did 200 last year.
Yeah.
And then I think the year before that, Little Show said they did like around something like their goal was 250, and they almost made it. Like they're really close, 246 or
Yeah.
something crazy. But they go everywhere. Because the night before we saw them, they were in Eau Claire. The night before that, they were in St. Paul. Or I mean,
St.
St. Cloud. And so they're going everywhere. And then the night after us, they were in or this Wednesday actually. If you're in Illinois, they're going to be in Illinois. Their tour's going to Illinois. They're making their way back to Tennessee. So check them out. And we're going to put all the tour dates, all their websites, and again after every micro wrestler we talk to, we're gonna have all of their social media that we have, and I'm pretty sure we got most of them.
Yeah.
Between the both of us, we got it all, and we kind of added them all. And again, we want to thank Jack and the whole crew for just being so awesome, because again, it was such a great time. But there's so much about the show that like I want to talk about, but I don't want to give away. You know what I mean? But it's one of those things that like it was high flying. There's action packed. The crowd was always involved. Like people were, and I was gonna say this before, but I kind of got sidetracked. Just kind of trying to talk about what their road shows are. But there's like a lady who like the El Torito kind of got beat up a little bit, and she like held him and was like patting him, and he was like, "It's so hot," and she was like, "It's okay, it's okay." And she's like, "Okay, now go out there." And he's like, "Okay, I'll go out there." And like, they started wrestling again, but it was like they totally played to the crowd and went with the lady, you know. And then like all the wrestlers were like talking to like because those 3 guys wore bunny suits, and one guy had an eye patch, and so they were talking to all those guys, and like everybody's kind of interacting with those guys, which we should have dressed up, Jay. What were we thinking?
Yeah. Way to go.
We're trying to be professional. But no, and again, it was one of those.
He
things
was
that-
making fun of your haircut though.
Dude, he did.
Fired right.
You can see everybody seen it in his. I'm not gonna edit any of that out. It's gonna be
Did he do it in the interview?
Yeah.
Okay,
told
I
me
remember
that,
doing it
He
afterwards.
told me that I looked like a
Matt Hardy.
broke Tom Hardy.
Broke Tom Hardy.
Yeah. And I was like, dang, okay, man, so my girlfriend likes me, bro. No, he was so funny, dude, and he was so real and just raw too, and you could tell that he's that person. Like
Yeah.
he's not such a bad guy, but at the end of the day, he's still kind of rough.
Because he did kind of warm up to us at the end.
He did, and it's
Yeah.
one of those things that I think too.
He was just trying to play that character.
And he didn't get to see any of the interviews we did. He didn't get to see us talk to anything because again, he was out there and he was doing tickets the whole
Yeah, because
time.
they run this show.
Yeah,
they don't
he-
just show up and wrestle.
Yeah,
they
that's the
run
thing
this
is-
fucking show.
They travel together, they sleep together, they eat together, they set up the show together from the booths,
Cage.
the cage, the seats, the tickets, all of that. They
They're
sell all
selling
together.
merch.
They sell merchandise. Everybody, but it's all these 8 people. It's 8 people on the road, busting their asses, taking stuff down, picking it up, doing after shows. So what they do is like right after the show, everybody from the crew was just breaking shit down. There was a bunch of the micro wrestlers taking pictures with the fans that wanted the pictures, and then there was a couple that were, I think it was Heavy Metal Mario was running the
Merch
the
table.
merch booth,
Him and the-
then Jack and their driver
Driver.
was actually okay. So 9 guys. Sorry, I forgot the driver, but the driver was actually helping them tear down a bunch of stuff. And so right away, right when the show's over, they had to tear everything down, and then they had to go to Kathy's pub and do their after party.
Yep.
And so they had to be there within a certain amount of time, I'm sure. And so
Yeah.
they had to set all that shit up, take it all down, you know. And That's 4 or 5 nights a week they do that.
Yeah.
It's like it's not easy work. They're busting their ass off, but as every one of them said, they're getting paid very good for this, and they're enjoying themselves, and they all
Yeah.
love it. And like Little Miss said, is she was never really a wrestling fan. She never really got into it. Like, she got into it because of Flying Ryan. I was picking on
Because they
him.
were cousins.
Yeah, and he was a dick. No, but she said that she kind of seen the opportunities that he was getting from here.
Yeah.
And that she was seeing that she got a brand new car out of the deal. She's made enough money to be able to do that and get her credit up.
And
so,
she'd only been doing it for 2 years, I believe.
yeah, 2 years. And
Him
so-
and her and Ryan.
no, Ryan's 5.5.
Okay.
Yep. And so he was out here for about 3
It was
3.5 years.
McPatty that was only
McPatty
2.
was only 2. Yep. And then some Jamaican Joe was also 2.5.
Okay.
So, yeah. And again, this is we went on Saturday night. Today's Monday. We both been working. We just got out of the gym. We just kind of been training, teaching. So we're still a little rusty trying to figure it all out. But again, we had so much fun, and I cannot wait for the next show. I know I got Jack on my Facebook. I'm gonna hit him up and just see what we can do to help.
Yeah,
him
we'll
out
be
and
back
get
at the
the
next
word
show
out.
getting interviews again.
For sure, yeah, and
Hopefully, if they let
we
us.
can do some more interviews. Hopefully, we can, I'm gonna again. I want to get Heavy Metal Mario.
Yeah.
I didn't get his real name.
I was gonna say we should
unfortunately.
reach out to him.
I think I do have him on my Facebook as his actual Facebook, but I'm gonna reach out to him and we're gonna try to get a Skype interview. So if me and you want to do it, or maybe if one night you're kind of gone or something, maybe I can get it in because they're super busy. So I'm gonna try to just hit him up.
Yeah, whenever you can fit that
I
out.
didn't want to hit him up before we do Jordan just because I didn't want to
Yeah.
have to lap those or whatever. But I definitely want to get that out. And again, if you guys haven't seen the Trash Talk podcast, we did an awesome breakdown with those guys, and it
I
was
think
a
they
lot
just
of fun.
posted that a couple of, I guess, last night.
Yeah, it would have been last night for this one, but definitely, it's one to check out. We had a lot of fun. We did a great breakdown. I think that it overall went over really well, and we had a lot of fun, and we joked around a little bit. And, it's going to be an awesome show. So that was for the Three Rivers Throwdown show.
15.
It's number 15, yeah.
15.
And honestly, they probably had 15 awesome freaking shows, man.
Yeah.
Eric Anderson, all those guys over there at
Rivers.
Ironworks and Three Rivers Throwdown, they were just a bunch of great guys. John, I just trying to name drop everybody. Yeah, they're great guys, and again, they right away, Eric was like, "Thank you guys for doing this," So they definitely appreciate it, and it doesn't go without notice. So that's awesome to see. So again, check that one out. But big thing for this podcast is check out the Micro Wrestlers.
Yeah, you will not
follow
be
them on
disappointed.
Facebook. They have their own website again, Jack, and through all of it, they all did say their own social media. But again, we'll put it there just so if anybody wants to pause the video and read it, then you can actually read it off, and that way, because I had a hard time finding Little Show's actual one because I forgot that he said his actual name for his Instagram instead of Little Show. But so you just got to kind of look around a little bit, but we will have all the names and tags for all that stuff. And at the end, we're gonna have the touring dates that they have coming out, the address to their Pigeon Forge place out there, and then we're gonna have their website as well. And so we'll just kind of share all that stuff at the end. And that'll be, we'll just kind of have some links. And every time we share this out, every link will be on that stuff. We'll tag all of them in every one of these. So it's going to go to hopefully all their pages. And, hopefully some of them like it, share it. And, I'm sure a lot of them had fun because, again, they warmed up to us really well. Like you said, Flying Ryan was kind of a dick at the beginning. But, again, I think he got picked on when he's younger. And it's one of those things where I think maybe he thought we were kind of coming there trying to make fun of him. He didn't really know what we were about, And then he really kind of seen how, nice we were and what we were about. And because again, his interview was really rocky. It was fun, but he was still that, that.
I love that he was making
heel,
fun of you, though.
Yeah, I love
that. Was the best part.
Dude, he would not leave me alone. But it was in such, and again, at the end of the night, you could tell it was more of the beginning of the night was more of him being a jerk, but at the end of the night, it was more of, all right, you kind of you're being nice. You really
they accepted us.
Yeah, they totally did. And the best thing too, and again, Flying Ryan was busting my chops all night. But the best thing and the thing that I knew at the end of the night was they were doing crowd photos. And we went to just thank them again. We went and thanked Jack. And then, because obviously these guys, they didn't have to do any of this for us. And again, they opened, right when we walked in, they're like, yep, come here. Here's the guys. Hey, guys, these guys are from this. They're going to do this. If you guys want to do an interview, go ahead. And then we just kind of started chatting. And again, the cauliflower came up and we kind of just got into it. And it just kind of organically broke into something really, really great. And I think it's going to hopefully, on our end, it's definitely going to try to be, a long-lasting relationship with these guys and hopefully help them out as much as possible. But I don't know if they need a lot of our help because those shows are freaking awesome, bro. If you see a micro wrestling show, and Little Show said it, you're going to talk about it 3-4 years, and I've been telling
That's
everybody.
exactly what he said.
Everybody I've been seeing, and I've been telling about it, and they're like, because I actually just went over to my friend's house before I came here, and they were like, hey, did you go to WWE? And I was like, no, I went to micro wrestling, bro. And they're like,
So like I was trying to
get.
get a bunch of friends to come, and like as soon as I posted all those videos and stuff, they're like, "Damn, I messed up." And I'm like, "Yeah, you
Dude, you
fucking
guys are gonna
did."
come next time, that's for sure. A bunch of people are gonna come, and then once they see these videos and see these people, all these, guys and girls, just how much they hustle and put into this. And again, it was one of those things that I thought was a huge organization. It's 9 people.
Right.
No, it's
There's
a
no
driver.
security. There's no hired help.
No, yeah, and we, Jamaican Joe was talking about it, and I don't know how deep he wants us to get into it, but it was a great show. And we asked him, because again, we were just back there talking to these guys, and we just asked him like, what's crazy?
So like, come back during the intermission, hang out with us.
Yep, and that's how it was. It was like, hey, the show started, go out there, watch the show. The show got over, we went back in the back, and I remember the driver being like, no, you shouldn't go in there, and I was like, I'm gonna try anyway. So we went back there, like, what's up, guys? And we kind of started talking to them, and I didn't realize that they were all going to wrestle again at that point, So we were just kind of talking to them, and so I didn't realize that the ending was going to be everybody, So it's a great show. Go check it out. It's going to be amazing. You guys are going to love it. Twist turns, jumps off the turnbuckle. There's trash cans. Oh my god, dude! The things they were doing. I don't want to spoil it.
Well, I mean, I posted a bunch of videos.
Did
so.
you? Yeah. Also, they seen the ladder. There's a ladder. Like they did so much cool shit, dude. I grew up such a big wrestling fan, and so for me, I was just like inside. I was just like a little fucking kid. I was like on the outside, I was trying to be professional.
I just kept looking over at you, smiling like, dude, this is so cool.
Like, dude, I couldn't. What do you mean? When we were watching the show, or what?
Yeah.
Dude, I was lost, dude. I was such a little kid, dude. I was screaming, and like I said, we had our student in front of us and his whole family, and I was just like, kill him, get him. And I was like, oh, God, I gotta be quiet. And then just next thing you know, bam, you're back into it. The crowd's into it. And people were literally coming from the stands to get closer to watch and
yeah.
And again, it was one of those things where way more people should have been there. Yeah. Like, I'm sure they had a good following. I'm not exactly how many people, maybe 300, 400, 500 people, something like that. But every person on that or in that fucking arena was on their feet at one point, yelling, screaming, interacting with telling people boo or whatever, and
they hated Flying Ryan. Everybody hated Flying Ryan. I was cheering for him. I love that heel.
I loved it, dude, and I loved it in the interview. That's why I was in the interview. I kind of had a hard time, keeping it my composure, because I was just like, oh my god, I love how much he's talking shit. And then he was like, shut up. And I was like, oh, I was hoping somebody's gonna tell me to shut, because that's like one of the best wrestler things. Like, shut up, we don't want to hear you anymore. Okay, yes, I'm sorry. So, I'm like, oh, that's so awesome. So again, check out the Micro Wrestling Federation. All of the people there again. Little Show, Patty McGregor, Jamaican Joe, Jack, Little Miss, Flying Ryan, and
Metal
Mario, Heavy Metal Mario, El Torito. Unfortunately, we didn't get to meet those two, but again, we're gonna try to get Heavy Metal Mario on for sure, because he seemed like such an awesome dude.
Yeah.
He was hustling that night, so that's what I want to talk to him about. And he won his match that night, and so we're just kind of get an interview with him and just kind of talk to him.
What was it? El Torito.
El Torito.
He was on the movie.
Nacho Libre.
Yeah,
Nacho Libre.
Yeah.
And he actually wrestled in the WWE, and so he's touring with them right now. So
the language barrier is the issue there.
It was, and I mean, he was super nice. Again, he came up and
we greeted him and talked to him, but we just couldn't really physically talk to him.
He thanked us at the end of the night and everything. And again, what I was going to get back to with Flying Ryan was the switch is. I know that he switched because when we went to take that picture at the end of the night, everybody was like lined up, and there was probably 50 to 60 people at least in a line waiting to take pictures with all these guys. And the girls, sorry, I caught myself in class, with them all. I got myself in class saying, good job, guys. It's like, they have a bunch of girls too, but I don't mean it that way. I just mean everybody.
We'll get around.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But so we went up, we just kind of went to thank everybody. We thanked Jack and went to thank them. And when we thanked them, it was just right away they were like, do you want a picture? And Flying Ryan was like, getting money from people, literally had, and you can see it in the picture. We'll post up the picture where we already did, but he has money in his hand because he was like, all right, taking people's money. He's like, told the guy who was already in the picture. He's like, no, wait, you got to get out. And he's like, what? He's like, yeah, they're from a radio show.
I never felt so important in my life.
And what did I tell you right when we were walking out the door right after that? I was like, dude, this thing's gonna take us places.
Right.
Like, this is so crazy, dude. Like, I can't believe that they let us do all that. Like, I can't believe how this just went. Like, because when we went, we were thinking 15-minute interview. That's it. Get the fuck
In
out
the
of
corner, and then they'd be
Yeah.
like, all right,
here.
see
Yeah,
ya.
get out of here. And it was gonna be loud. People, fans would be like, what the hell are you doing? You know. And so, but it was in the locker room with them, hanging out. Everybody was quiet. Everybody hung out. Everybody talked. When we were doing our interviews, everybody was super polite about it. Except for obviously Flying Ryan one. But Flying Ryan was giving me so much shit that little show couldn't stop, smiling and laughing because I guess that's how he is with a lot of interviewers. But I think again, it's one of those things where he thinks people are going to try to take advantage of him, kind of make fun of him. And
Yeah.
we totally weren't there for that at all. We were there just to kind of
Get to
show
know
out.
them.
And I've always been a huge fan of wrestling and micro wrestling. And when I was growing up, one of my favorite like duos was Ding and God dang it, Doink the Clown and Dink the Clown is what their names were. So Doink and Dink. And dude, this is old school wrestling, but they were clowns, and one was a little person.
Mhm.
And so what would happen is whoever the bigger one would like go in the corner, and he'd like put the little one like on his feet, and then he'd kick him out at the guy, because the guy would like act like he's hurt, and they'd kick him out in like a cannonball, and like jump onto the guy. It was so much, it was so awesome. So I've always kind of been a fan of that,
Yeah.
And growing up, we grew up in Lake City. We had another wrestler, and I asked them if they knew him, and they actually knew who he was. It's Bad Boy Brian Thel. And he was on Jerry Springer. He was on WWE. He wrestled like all over, and they actually knew who he was. And so growing up, I was like, God, I wish I would have seen this guy wrestle,
Right.
And so when we got the opportunity, you shared that, and you're like, hey, we should try to go to this. And we got the idea of, hey, maybe we should just hit him up and see if they'll let us talk to him.
Yep.
And again, when we did all this, we were like, oh, okay. And then I was like, all right, he said we can get an interview, but it's only 15 minutes. We're like, okay, we'll work with 15 minutes. And again, we didn't even do Ryan for 5 minutes.
Right.
But we did little shows for 15 or 14 minutes or something. We did everybody else's. So once we got there, it was just like the complete opposite of what I was expecting. I thought it was going to kind of be a big organization where they were like, kind of like, nope, you don't get in here. And honestly, I was kind of worried because I didn't know anybody, and I've been to shows or stuff where you get there and they're like, no, we never agreed to that. And you're like,
Right.
what the hell? Like this kind of, I didn't want that. Like this is not what we kind of talked about or how we thought it was going to go.
And it worked out perfectly, but better.
It worked out 1,000 times better than I thought it was ever going to.
Yep.
I never would have imagined they were so nice and they were so warming and welcoming. And it was one of those things where it was like, again, at the end, we felt like we're homies.
Mhm.
And we're all on Facebook, and we're all going to be talking hopefully soon, and I'm going to be hitting them up and sharing this out tomorrow morning. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to be tagging the hell out of these people, and hopefully they'll be sharing it, and hopefully we'll get a little bit of a blow up on the page, and but again, they have been liking our stuff on Instagram, so hopefully they'll catch us on Facebook, because mostly they run off a lot of Instagram. So at the show they were too, like, the 10th person from
Yep.
here who likes this will get a t-shirt or whatever, and then they gave her something else special in the back too. She must have got to go back and meet the wrestlers or something.
Yeah.
I think they had a big meet and greet with her, but so they do a lot of fun stuff where they interact with the crowds. They have a raffle. They said the Pledge of Allegiance. They bring them all in the ring, and they do the Pledge of Allegiance. And so it's a real. It's not like a gimmick. It's a real fucking show. It's professional. It's ran accordingly. It's timed out perfectly. They know exactly what's like.
This is their profession.
They know exactly when they need to start the show, when they need to do this. When they need to take the breaks, when they need to tell people.
I think that's something that
merchandise.
Jack would point out, is that this is a tight run ship.
Yeah, it is. It's a well-oiled machine for sure, and he takes pride in that as well. and it was good to see that it wasn't just a bunch of dicks, or like,
Yeah.
we can do an interview and but it was just a bunch of great people. And again, that's why, if you're in Tennessee and you haven't been to the Pigeon Forge, go check them out. They're going to be there soon. That's where they're based out of right now. They're going to be doing 5 shows a night again, and it's going to be awesome. I think we're actually I'm going to try to make
I'm
a
down for a
trip
road
down
trip.
there. Yeah, I think we should take it. It's not too far. We could take a trip
It's
down
like
there and go
12
see
hours.
it. And, yeah, it's not bad at all.
Shit, we're going to fucking Thailand.
Yeah, we're trying to go to Thailand. Hey, if you guys want to sponsor us for Thailand, we know, we just hit us up. We have a PayPal.
What is that,
for Thailand. Wow, look at me now in Thailand.
What is that?
PayPal.
No, the other one.
GoFundMe.
GoFundMe.
Oh, we could start a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Maybe we should.
Fuck it.
We'll think about it. Yeah, we'll talk about it. I have a PayPal too, so if anyone wants to hook us up for, maybe just send us some tickets to Thailand. That's what's up.
If you know anybody.
Yeah, or Hawaii, whatever. Just tickets anywhere. We'll go anywhere.
We'll interview somebody while we're there.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Wow Look at Me Now in Thailand is a good ring to it. We'll kind of come back to that. So
We're gonna be an international radio show.
that'd be
Podcast?
shit. Podcast, radio show, yeah. Whatever. Oh, I like the Ron Burgundy. He's like, "What is a podcast? It's a radio show you can listen to on your smartphone. Was it a smartphone? Don't ask me. It's like, all right. So that's perfect though. So no, again, the micro wrestling was amazing. We can't thank them enough. And if you guys are interested, check them out on Facebook. It's Micro Wrestling Federation. They have their own website, microwrestlingfederation.com. On Facebook,
I think it was
Micro Wrestling
.gov.
Federation. No, it's .com.
I was just fucking with you.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm fucking. He always busting my balls, man. As we were saying, like, we take this very seriously, but at the end of the day, we love having fun, and what we did with the Micro Wrestling Federation was we had a goddamn blast, and
Mm-hmm.
I cannot thank them enough, and I know Jay.
If there's one thing that I can get out of this podcast is the experiences like this weekend.
Exactly, that's what we're hoping for, and hopefully this is the very first of many with a lot of great people, and you know, we have another one again. We're gonna shoot tomorrow night, so this one's coming out. That one's gonna come out probably on Thursday morning. I want to try to get it out. Hopefully up. I'll probably get it up Wednesday night, but out Thursday morning. And then she'll have her weigh-ins and all that stuff. So we'll promote her out, and then on Friday or on Saturday morning I'll share both of them, hers and Austin, so everybody can kind of check that out as well.
Cool.
And then when she, by that time I'll have all the audio and everything uploaded to Podbean as well. So again, you guys can check us out on Podbean. You can check us out on YouTube. Wow, Look at Me Now.
And iTunes.
Yep, iTunes.
Don't forget
as well.
iTunes.
We are on iTunes
We're
now,
official
dude.
now.
That is legit. We've got iTunes. So iTunes is Wow, Look at Me Now podcast. The Wow, Look at Me Now podcast on Podbean. Again, Podbean, Podbean. Does that mean it's you big fuck? So Podbean, Podbean.com, and then it's the Wow Look at Me Now podcast. Facebook, Wow Look at Me Now podcast. Twitter is Wow Look at Me Now, but I think it's actually Now Look at Me Wow, something like that, or Wow Look. Yeah, Now. Look
I
at
don't
Me
Twitter.
Now.
That one's
I
all
don't
you,
have
bro.
Twitter. We're gonna work on that. We'll share it again. But,
Don't listen to the Twitter right
the
now.
big thing we want to do is we want to thank our sponsor, Justin Cobalt from Precision Detailing. You can find him on Facebook at Precision Detailing LLC, and then
.com.
.com, JustinCobalt.com. So again, Precision Detailing LLC on Facebook. He's also on Instagram under Justin Cobalt, but I'm trying to get him to make one for his business as well,
Right.
so we can start sharing some of this stuff out. But
Cobalt Cleaners.
yeah, Cobalt. Yeah, there we go. I know his wife has one, so maybe we can maybe we can talk her into making a separate one for the business, and then we can kind of run it and steal some pictures. But so again, check out Justin Cobalt here in Rochester, Minnesota, for Precision Detailing, and it's Precision Detailing LLC on Facebook. We always share the number and everything, contact info at the end. And again, we can't thank the guys from guys and ladies from Micro Wrestling Federation.
Them
Jack.
all.
Yeah, thank them all from Micro Wrestling Federation. They were amazing. And I honestly was blown away with how cool this show was, how much hospitality they had, how real they all were in their interviews too. They all were really honest, and again, we didn't know any of them, and they just jumped on and were super honest about everything.
Yeah,
and
we had to drag a couple of them on.
Which ones?
Patty.
Oh yeah,
Patty
Patty.
was a little
Patty
shy.
didn't want to. Yeah, Patty. He's new though, and I think that at the end of the night, I think he was glad that he did it.
Yeah.
And he added me to Facebook today. From his actual personal Facebook, which I'm not going to give out. I think he gave it out as well, but I'm not going to give it out just because I don't want to be a jerk. But I know Little Show, the only way you can really contact him is from his actual Jacob Brooks, so that's why we kind of share that out. But again, I'll share all that at the end for all the social media, and again, thank you guys so much for that. And if you guys are watching the Micro Federation, if you guys are watching this, share it, please. Just at least one of you share it out, please, because it's going to mean a lot to us and to our podcast. And we put a lot of work into this. We drive around for hours at a time. I know we drove 2 hours to La Crosse. We drove 2 hours to Austin. We drove. We went up to the cities. We try to travel everywhere. We're gonna go to St. Cloud soon. We're coming up. So this is something that really means a lot to us. And so if you guys are watching this, just please give it a share, a like, comment on it, anything. Just and that's not just the Micro Wrestling Federation. Obviously, that's just everybody and anybody. Just please like, share, subscribe, comment what you liked, you didn't like. But I think, at least I hope at the end of the day, a lot of people are gonna appreciate what we did and how we got out.
And we can entertain you for
their
a little
stories.
bit.
Yeah. I hope it's a little entertaining. But again, we got out their stories and we got to know who they were, and I hope it brings a lot of notoriety to them as well. To because they deserve it, man. They work their butts off, and hearing them in the back just talking about how much they worked out, and Little Show's been doing it since he was.
Said 15 years?
15 years, yeah. So since he was like 14, 13 years, or 13 years old, and El Torito's been in there forever, you know. So these guys really put in the time and effort, and it really, really showed, and they really care about what they do. So check out the Micro Wrestling Federation, please, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, their website, any of the shows, live shows, anywhere they come. Check out their tour dates. Again, all that stuff's going to be on the end of this. So check them out. If you're in Tennessee, go to Pigeon Forge. Check these guys out. Okay, they're awesome. Jack is great, stand-up guy, and a man of his word, which is awesome, and something that I respected so much because, again, when we're doing this, people don't have to help us out, you know, and they could tell us they could help us out, you know, and just turn their back for no reason, you know. But these guys were straight up with everything, you know, and they're honest, and I can't appreciate it enough. You know, is there anything else you got before we take off?
That's all I got.
All right. Well, thank you guys for checking us out. This is the Wild Looking Out podcast. And, see you guys next time.
Peace out.